So on the way out here, we saw a snake, and so we've got these giant walking sticks now to try and beat off any snakes that come our way. That sounded great. Alright, so for a minute now, I've been pretty keen to get into FPV drones, but I can't quite afford a setup because the one I want's about $2 grand, and as Rosie will tell you, I'm sure I spend too much money on camera gear. And I kind of figured I've already got a GoPro, I've got a Mavic 2 Pro. I wonder if I can get some FPV style footage with that. And I found this part, this little plastic bit here on PGYTech's website, and it allows you to clip a GoPro on top of a Mavic 2 Pro or a Mavic 2 Zoom. And I kind of figured, let's see if we can get some DIY FPV shots. Let's see how we go. Alrighty, so this is the Mavic 2 Pro. It's going to undo that. And we're just going to clip this one on here. So this just slots in there like so. Alrighty, so that's pretty secure. This is the first time I'm actually connecting it, so I hope it's good. What I think I am going to need to make sure I do is tilt the GoPro up on a bit of an angle. You'll notice on FPV drones they do tilt like that, because when the drone moves forward, it's going to move on an angle. So if you want your footage nice and steady, or nice and straight, sorry, you do need to have that GoPro on a bit of an angle. So it looks a bit weird like that, but hopefully it works out. Let's have a little bit of a look and see if any of this stuff actually turned out alright. So I've had a bit of a look at the footage and it's actually not terrible. One thing I have noticed is that because of the hyper smooth, it wants to keep the horizon straight. You do get this little like flick up whenever the drone kind of straightens out. That's probably fine to expected. Like this is 25 bucks and I think this bit was $6, so you can't really expect too much. I know a lot of FPV pilots fly without stabilization on, and then they put the gyro data through real steady, which is really good at, you know, stabilizing your footage, and I think that's probably the best way to go. I don't own that software, so I can't really test that one out just yet. One thing I did notice, it does get the propellers in there a bit, because I was filming in super view, which is quite wide. I might try put it into wide mode and have a few more cracks and see what we can come out with. But all in all, for 20 odd bucks, if you already own a GoPro and a Mavic 2, it's a pretty sick option. So let's go give that a crack. So as you can see, and I don't know if you can hear because that thing's probably so damn loud, it does kind of, the wind does like to get a hold of the, here, let me land it and then we can talk a bit more. So one thing you should probably always do is shut your bags. Shut your bags when you're landing on dirt, because the drone just flicks dust absolutely everywhere. And hopefully I don't have to clean too much stuff, but I'm probably going to have to. So I did notice that even when I put the GoPro on wide mode instead of the super view or super wide, whatever they call it, I did notice that you did still get the propellers in there. So maybe you might need to record at 4K, I do. And I plan to, when I get into post, to crop those props out so it doesn't look like an old Phantom 3 or something like that. Crop the props, that's what Rosie just said. Oh, have a look at this little lagoon. How's this IBIS going? This is a A7S3 steady shot set to active. I'm not doing a great job at holding it still, but wonder how it's going. Let me know. So one thing that's probably not the fairest of comparisons that we've done so far, I don't actually have any ND filters on my GoPro today. So that's not going to give you that super nice motion blur because we're not able to get the shutter speed down low enough. So take it for what you will. But we got back up to the car. It's a little bit more overcast, a little bit darker here. I thought we might be able to crank that shutter speed a little bit lower on the GoPro and not have it blow out too much. So let's give another real quick fly, and then Rosie's got to head off to work in about 10 minutes, so let's go. One more thing, this GoPro adapter thing, it's just a little tripod thread, so you do need to buy a GoPro tripod adapter, if you will, and then screw that sucker on there and you're good to get fake FPVing. One thing I have noticed that when you put the GoPro on top of the drone, it does come up with mag interference a fair bit. I'm not sure if that's to do with the electronics inside the GoPro, or I don't think it's anything to do with my surroundings because I'm in the middle of nowhere, there's no power lines or anything here, but just a fun little fact in case you get one and you're wondering what's going on. Alright, so I haven't reviewed the footage at this stage. I'm going to head back to the office slash bedroom and see what I think of it. And you've obviously seen it by now, but let's go have a quick look at it. So it's the day after, I reviewed the footage and I thought, you know what, I can do it a little bit better and you guys deserve better. I'm not gonna half-ass it for you guys. So I tweaked around a few different things, hyper smooth on, off, different levels, wide, linear, just angling the GoPro in different ways. And I've just reviewed it on the back of the GoPro and it looks pretty sick. So I'm gonna chuck that in here and maybe it changes my opinion of the part.
Be feeling same as the beginning. Waste of time, waste of time. Somehow you intruded, lost in your illusions. I was fine, I was fine.
Alright, so we're back here in the office slash bedroom. And you know, I have had a quick chance to look at some of the footage and no, it's not full-blown FPV footage. But you know what, it was a bit of fun and that's all that matters. For 20 bucks, you got the little grey part, and for another 6 bucks, you got the little GoPro tripod adapter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will use it again for a bit of fun, but I'm probably not going to be using this as an FPV drone. Let me jump in here. If the circumstances presented themselves where you really needed an FPV shot, you don't have an FPV drone, or the budget, or the know-how, or a contact who can do it. Well, if you already own a GoPro and you already own one of these drones, then yes, maybe it can actually substitute one of those shots. Purely because after a bit of tweaking and a bit of playing around, a bit more testing, I feel like I've got it down to a point where I'm pretty happy with the shots. Now, obviously the one thing which is make or break on these shots, and this is why, you know, the shots I've come out with today aren't the be all end all, ND filters for your GoPro is going to make a world of difference being able to slow that shutter speed down to, you know, 1/48th of a second or even lower depending on what you're going for to get that nice motion blur. You can add motion blur after the fact in post. It never looks the same. So take it for what it is. Maybe it's a pretty viable option. I actually really enjoy it. And if you do have both these things, the drone and the GoPro, 26 bucks, go pick some up. It's a bit of fun. And also, let me know down in the comments, does this sound better? Because I'm trying something new with the audio, so if you're a regular watcher, I really hope this works out. So obviously, a $25 piece is not going to replace a full-blown setup. However, your mind, your creation is your only limitation. You do not need the best of the best to make the cool stuff. Now, having good gear, does it help? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll do a video on that at some stage. But get creative, find new ways. If this piece can really help your videos and give you a different sort of style of shot that you've been looking for, then get it. It's an awesome choice. I'll leave links in the description below. But no, it's not going to replace an FPV drone setup. Alright, today's music suggestion is obviously Muse drones. we're talking about drones. It makes so much sense. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Give it a big fat thumbs up, like it, subscribe it. Actually, while we're talking about liking, subscribing and all that, I'll drop a few free presets down below if I can figure out how to. I really hope I can. They're completely free. Do what you want. Send them to your friends, whatever. Just, if you're going to download them, give it a big fat thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends. Alright, catch you next one. Bye! There's meant to be a bit of a lightning storm tonight, and hopefully it eventuates, because I'd really like to take you guys down there, show you my local beach, have a bit of fun with some lightning, and see what we can come up with. Bye! Yeah. That, surprisingly, hurts. Who would have figured?
Thought I'd still be feeling same as the beginning. Waste of time, waste of time. Somehow you intruded, lost in your illusions. I was fine.